Hey there, Fruit Loops. It's Monday and I'm tired. I'm coming at you from the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, where I have been snowed in to a hotel against my will, and I'm only an hour from my aunt and uncle's home. So that is quite disappointing on the first day of my journey back to California. But I am alive, and so is Piccolo, and don't worry, I had to unload the entire back of my truck, so it's everywhere. So this week we're going to talk about religion because SunBear1113, lots of 3 ones and then a 3, I guess, wrote in and asked us to cover that. So, I figure my day really can't get any more intense, so why not have like some sort of like religious talk? Because I think that's what God wants me to do. He stopped me from driving so that I could talk to you about this. But I have to take some of these clothes off because now that I've carried everything in, I'm getting a little hot. Give me just 1 minute to get undressed, and then I'll be right back to talk about the Bible with you. Now, I don't typically like to make any kind of statement on religion. And I think that's for a number of reasons. I don't want to discourage others to think independently, and I don't even really want to influence people. So I think that's kind of why I'm just not into talking about religion normally. I'm just kind of like, not happening. But I will tell you a few things to give you an idea of where I'm coming from. I grew up with parents that they told me that they believed in God, but only after I asked them when I was like 9 if they believed in God. So I think we went to church a few times with my grandma, but that was pretty much it. Like I can think of maybe 10 times or so. And then I went through a phase in high school, like early high school, where I thought that maybe I should go to church. And I kind of went by myself to I believe, Presbyterian church. It was the one I could walk to. So that's how I choose my ministries. Whatever I can walk to, just the way I choose my bars. So I tried it out, and I thought I was going to, I don't know, find some solace in it or whatever, but it didn't really happen. I have read the Bible, but that could just be, put up to like the fact that I like to read books and I like to know what people are talking about. When I was really young, I think I was 13 or 14 actually, is when I read the Bible the first time, and I read the paraphrased version and then kind of tried to compare it to the version I have of my dad's from when he was little. So it's really very, very hard to understand what they're talking about without having someone guide you. I don't know. Then I dated someone who was Catholic for several years. With that in mind, I went to a couple of the courses that teach you a little bit more about Catholicism, and I began reading the Catechism. I've read almost all of the Catechism at this point, so I still just don't believe in like a God. I think something happens. I'm super into Buddhism. And so if I had to put myself into a category, I would probably say atheist, but leaning heavily towards Buddhism because I do believe in energy and all of these things that people look at you really strange. But I know from my experiences what's real and what's not. And these are things I've actually experienced. So I can say religiously, I believe in energy. Religiously, I believe there's something happening. I don't think it's a person in charge. I think we should still be morally correct. I think that's basically like the whole thing religion is trying to do anyway, is it's like another way of like having the community teach your children and, remind you as an adult to do the right thing. And it's kind of like the enforcement of a moral code. So that's never bad. I'm kind of down with that. But as far as going to church, I don't see that happening. I mean, anybody who wants to go, I'm all for you, but I'm just not into it. Like the ocean is my church, and I'm gonna go there as often as possible, like I used to, as soon as I get out of this hotel. So that's all I got on religion, and I'm really excited to hear what everyone else on this channel kind of thinks and what you're gonna tell SunBear1113, because you probably have a different viewpoint than me, which I'd love to hear. All right, anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. The very cold and snowy end. Love, Clyde of The Shining Part 2. Babe, what is this lighting?